Foi. Do nada, esqueci. Começou já, velho. Deixa eu ver qual coisa. 50 tá. Como é que tem esse som do fundo aí, velho?
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back.
Bem-vindos, bem-vindos, né? Bem-vindos.
Sounds like everyone's friends already.
Ó, aqui nem puxa tanto. Tá sempre aí, é clique, hein, velho. Deu alt tab sem querer.
Oh, Dia's here too!
You bet. So, everything goes smoothly?
Reasonably.
Alhaitham didn't go with you?
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was investigating with you. I guess he must have gone off on his own.
Did you find out anything useful?
Vocês compram para Candace, né? Candace.
I see. So someone used a kind of incense to lead the exiled scholars away from the village.
Só mesmo o áudio dela bugou. Saiu como se estivesse arranhando.
The resurrection of the Scarlet King? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still studying around these parts. No seller would be able to make a profit here. Not to mention making incense is a labor-intensive process. You won't see anybody in the desert with the patience to make or sell something that requires that kind of effort. It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been supporting this.
Makes sense.
So what should we do then? Do we go back to the academia and search for leads there?
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But today, you've got me on your team, so you get an extra tip. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern, so I know a thing or two about these radicals he mentioned.
If Paimon remembers correctly, the leader of the radicals is some guy called Delavar.
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Enger, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari, the duck-tailed bearded crook. The whole lot of them are known around these parts.
Já ouvi esse nome antes?
These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in the Scarlet King. Way they see it, the Scarlet King's resurrection is their only chance at overthrowing the academia. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert. Anyway, that's my guess why they've chosen to become radicals.
Tia, you're amazing! You really know this place inside and out!
Dia o nome dela.
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every more I've spent in the tavern has been a valuable investment.
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino.
Fica aqui, sai.
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet word about you has already gotten out. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is also a lot tougher than on the outside of the wall. You survive on making connections out here. Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. But that also makes it a whole lot easier for me to gain the locals' trust. I need to go around and ask some questions, but it'll be difficult if you're with me.
Fine.
Good. Then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and we'll try our best to figure out where the mad scholars have been taken. Sino, you'll have to stay in the village and continue investigating on your own.
Alright, sounds like a plan!
E esse cara aí olhando, bilhotando a gente, né? Ninguém... Ela percebeu, né? Aí, ó, o Guardião da Vila Desaparecido, pô. Eu dei um passo, cara. Eu tava no TP aqui, ó. E quando fui botar pra gravar, eu dei um passo assim pra frente e começou a cutscene. O diálogo, né? Vamos pra lá, né? Vamos voltar, né? Pras caravanas. Ah, eu apertei no botão errado. Patui, né? Espero que tenha saído o som, velho. Tocando uma música aqui. Deram uma parada agora, né? Qualquer coisa eu tiro não for editar. Eu não faço muita coisa, não. Pô, né? Quando eu for mexer pra ver como tá. E vai sair Vampir, tá? Voltei a jogar. Porque o evento acabou praticamente, né? Tô pra aproveitar e terminar logo esse jogo. Quero jogar outro, né? Ai, ai, meu amor por você. Do nada só abaixo. Acabou. Né? Do nada. Mensagem. Ai, eu não suporto minha coluna, tá vendo muito. Deixa eu arrumar aqui, talvez seja só um barulho. Do jeito que minha coluna tá aqui, não dá pra ficar não. Tá dor. E voltou a música. Porra, 5 dias, 5 noites. Estamos aqui, né? Esperar. A única coisa que a gente pode fazer é esperar. Cara, tô sentindo que não vou ficar muito tempo, né? Quando começa a rolar essas músicas altas, fica difícil. Ih, já fomos. O diálogo, né?
Well, here we are again.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Já voltamos, já viemos aqui, né?
Hyman's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel. How can a wall this tall even exist? It's almost unreal.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves a more important purpose, keeping out people like us. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Nothing more. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The academia believes we're underserving. Geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate, even though the academia knows very well that we're humans, just as they are.
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Eu entendo como ela se sente, mas espero que ela não faça nada muito drástico aqui.
Hey, Thea. You're not thinking about doing anything scary, are you?
No, not at all. This place just gets me thinking, that's all. Besides, we're here to procure information, aren't we?
Yep, we gotta catch those.
Ó, cara.
Caravan Rebot is crawling with people,
Eu já ia
so be
falar o que a
careful
gente ia
what you
fazer.
say. We don't want anyone to find out what we're here for. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone I know.
Travando? Agora eu não ouvi o diálogo direito, velho. Guardião da Vila, Desaparecido. Travou, agora eu sei porque tava estranho. Agora eu sei, agora tudo faz sentido.
Just our luck. None of them are here today.
You mean you don't see anyone you know?
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You here for a drink too?
Zaki.
Finalmente eu contei a voz dela.
And who do you have with you here? Guests from another land?
Olá.
Hello, hello. I'm Zaki. Dia's, how would you put it? Drinking buddy?
We've had drinks together a few times. You could say we go back a ways. Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they? You rarely see any Outlanders so friendly and respectful nowadays.
Absolutely. Much better than those people on the other side of the wall. So, Dia, are you looking for someone?
Yeah. Have you seen Enger, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Jabari, né?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were all here drinking together just a few days ago.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. Know where I could find him?
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time making ends meet these days. So, you came here to help him out?
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his friends have muscle. They'd be a good fit for escorting the goods.
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so of course I can take you to him.
Vou
Come with
manter.
me.
Fiquei muito tempo quieto. Oh, tem muito diálogo, pô. Essas missões assim, história. É muito diálogo. Onde é isso aqui? Preciso. Tem TP, velho? Não tem, vamos ter que ir andando. É muito diálogo. Tem alguma coisa ali pra pegar. Esse pássaro voando aqui, velho. Aqui vai dar umas travadinhas. De leve, pô, de leve. Tenho certeza que a gente vai ter que lutar, velho.
Are we there yet?
É armadilha, você sabe, né?
Yep, this is the place.
Até eu
This
estou vendo
place is
aqui.
practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Ainda com eremitas ali.
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. A wild
Nossa,
stab in
sente
the
demais
dark.
ele, né, velho?
It's an ambush!
Nossa, Fábio, só percebeu agora. Fábio, a galera tá
What's
devagar.
this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the academia to look for the missing scholars.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. Paimon knew leaving Sino behind was a mistake!
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you? Who do you think
Eu sou o
you
mais
are?
forte que
You really
todos
thought
ali,
we'd
pô.
fall for your little business deal nonsense?
Vamos pro pau,
So
tia.
you and Delavar have been partners all along.
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who
Será que é
hang around
ele,
the
o
tavern
cara?
have stronger bonds than you think.
Porque ninguém
But
sabe,
you
tem
got
vários
one thing,
nomes.
right? We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the academia.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Edgar, you're here too, huh?
Esses dois não são um cara que a gente
Long
barrou
time
com
no
o
see,
Sino?
Miss Mercenary.
É ele, né?
You should have known the traitors are what us followers of the Scarlet King despise the most.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand that the Scarlet King is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know, you don't deserve to join us.
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of some baseless rumors. Anything else I'm missing out on?
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds. Mora. Pathetic.
Vamos
You're all
bater
like a
logo
pack of
neles.
street rats.
You're not
Esse
wrong.
diálogo não vai dar em nada.
Mercenaries are
No
driven
final
by
vão
more,
atacar a gente,
and my
pronto.
faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can become my friend.
Enough talking! Get him!
Aí, vamos pro pau logo, pô. Muito diálogo.
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Ih, será que a gente vai jogar com ela? Na equipe? Claro que não.
Following
A
orders.
new punching bag.
Ih, vamos lutar contra todos. Calma aí que tá ficando 50 FPS. Calma aí.
You can't run!
Tá meio estranho, tá fluido.
Illusion Shatter!
E não tá, saca?
Let's light it up! Yeah!
Ué. Deixa eu chutar vocês aqui, velho.
Teamwork is
Fraco.
teamwork! Yeah!
Vocês são muito fracos.
Let's light it up! You can't run!
Vai chegar mais gente? Esse aqui é o último. Fale com ela.
Impossible! How
Eu
could
sou
you?
forte.
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me to be out of the loop. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all. And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting. That so-called Flame Main is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others. That's what you thought, right?
Ugh. You lied in the village because you figured that we'd have people watching you.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart.
Que
Pathetic.
patético. Não cateou. Não cateia, né?
Okay, that should be all of them.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in
Ela deu uma
our
piscadinha
village?
pra gente, pai. Ih, pai.
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were out investigating.
Oh, but instead of catching them right away, you let them report back.
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient and give it some time.
Então, os nomes que você mencionou. Esqueci o que ficar lá.
Oh, you mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house? The wide-eyed butcher, scar-riddled bandit, Paimon can't remember them all.
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Edgar, the wide-eyed butcher, and Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, are the nicknames they came up with for themselves. Alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So Edgar and Delavar are always rambling in the tavern about how the Scarlet King is a superior deity.
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down.
E quem é ladrão de barba torta, né?
That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know, the one who wanted to treat Isak and his grandpa to some food.
Wait, so he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making some wild guesses based on my impressions.
Wow, what a genius
Genial.
idea! Well,
Mercenária
that's an expert
especialista.
mercenary for ya.
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook, if I'm honest.
So, that thing you were saying before, is it really true?
About what?
About how mercenaries only care about Mora, and that anyone's a friend as long as there's a profit.
Does that bother you?
Não acho que você é esse tipo de pessoa.
What makes you so sure?
Porque mesmo sem ter um empregador, né? Você ainda está nos ajudando. E se ela tiver um empregador?
Dia, do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert folk?
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything
A gente
against the
conhece o
Dendro Archon.
Arconte, tá? Arconte.
I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. I can understand her devotion and gratitude. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people, unless they were truly compassionate. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals' blind belief in the Scarlet King, making the Dendro Archon out to be an enemy. It's all the academia's trickery. But I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never be hostile towards anyone who's never done anything wrong.
Dia.
Já. Você fala
Anyway,
dia, né?
looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a hand. Let's tie him up and bring him to the village.
Vamos voltar à vila, né? Pô, é muito diálogo, talvez tenha um pouquinho de ação. Ih, já foi direto? Já foi direto, né? Parece? Foi direto. A música tá tocando aqui, nossa. Tá carregando ali no cantinho.
This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch. Until then, please stand by.
Fique esperando.
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders, it's her.
While
Tá
I'm
falando,
questioning
você disse
them,
tá falado.
why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler.
Certo, amanhã de manhã.
As for these idiots, let's just hope they live to see another day.
Vivendo mais para mais um dia, né? Guardião da Vila, desaparecido. Continuamos no próximo, né? Nossa, minha garganta.